Okay, so I just woke up and oh my God. There is so much to show. There is so much for me to show you. Wow. Wow, okay. Uh mm. So you may know that recently Update 2 for Sonic Frontiers came out. Well, there was a lot left over in Update 2. And one of those things that was left over in Update 2 was, in fact, the entire script, at least that we know of right now, for the new story update of Sonic Frontiers. That's right. The entire script was left over in the game files. Now, let me explain something real quick. The only reason I'm doing this, the only reason I'm making a video on this, is because I know that if I don't, someone else will. And as much as I think this information shouldn't get out and it should be, like, kept private, at the same time, I do know that someone else is going to get this out. Someone's going to let this out first. And if anyone's going to let all this information out, then I want it to be me. So I can tell you guys right now that this is going to contain heavy spoilers for Update 3. I do not want this information to become like a big thing on the internet. I do not want anyone to know about this information unless they absolutely want to. That is the only reason I'm making this video. If you are extremely excited for Update 3 and you want to experience it for yourself, completely blind, do not watch this video. Click off the video right now and just wait until Update 3 comes out for yourself. But if you're impatient, like I am, and you just want to see what the update has in store for all of us, then just continue on. Because this is big. This is real big. This is going to be a big ride. This is going to be a fun ride, everyone. So how I'm going to do this is I'm just going to read over the script. Each time I get to a new file in the script, I'm going to kind of explain my thoughts on it. As I'm reading it off, you're going to see characters on screen. Those are characters that I think are the ones that are saying each line. And it's just going to be a fun time for all of us. So the first file we get is Hold It, Hedgehog. Before you embark, there is one other scenario to consider. Alright, I'm listening. Moments ago, your friends sacrificed their corporeal forms to suppress your cyber corruption and return you to this dimensional plane. They were so close to being free again, and they gave it all up for me. I don't care how many islands or titans it takes, I'm getting them back this time. Please, no tedious speeches about the superpower of teamwork. Of my millions of calculations, there is one so remote and unlikely I did not consider it. However, as things stand, it could be the one to save us all. Well, I'm all about beating odds. What's the plan? I can reverse your friends' efforts and restore them. They would then seek out the Chaos Emerald for us. I can stabilize your cyber corruption for a brief time, and then I would guide you on how to convert that corruption into power so that you may end this conflict and save Father. And save this world too, right? It is his to conquer, so yes. Yeah, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I like that plan. Let's do it to it. Be forewarned, the trials you face will be grueling, and we will have precious little time. Please, I live for time trials. Let's go already. So I think that this is right after Ray Island. I think that this is right after Amy, Knuckles, and Tails sacrifice themselves to bring Sonic back. I think this is a rewrite of Aurono Silent, actually, because Kishimoto himself said that he would be revamping Aurono Silent. I think that's what Update 3 is going to be, is Aurono Island reimagined in that sense, and like created in the way that it was intended to be created. So it's going to be really cool to see how this works. And it looks like Sonic is still going to have cyber corruption here. So that's going to be interesting in its own merits. The next file is, I just tried to save you. I'm not doing it again. Sonic, what's going on? I know it's been rough and that things are confusing, but I need you guys to just follow my lead. I need you three to find the Chaos Emeralds while I take care of something else. Alright, we trust you. You can count on us. Huh? Piece of cake. Get on with it already. It's coming. So I think this is Sonic reviving Tails, Amy, and Knuckles from inside of himself, and now they're gonna go out and get the Chaos Emeralds while Sonic takes care of something else. We aren't entirely sure what it is just yet, but I have a couple ideas. And actually, well, I don't even have a couple ideas. Like, we know it's going to tell us later in the script what that is. And I think that it's coming is going to show. I think the end is going to play a much bigger role here. I think the end is going to play a much more antagonistic sense and is going to be a lot more daring here than it was previously. So I think that's going to be really interesting. I think it's going to be more of an active threat, basically is what I'm trying to say. Maybe I can get some insight with my fortune cards. All the cards are telling me is something is obscured and danger approaches. I knew that already. Wait, seek insight from unfamiliar places. Oh, the Coco, of course, they should be able to help. So I think this is Amy. She's going to the Coco to, like, actually request help to figure out how to get the Chaos Emerald to or stop the end or something, or just figure out what's going on. The reason I think this is Amy is because she mentions cards, and we know that tarot cards are a very important part of her character. It was my pleasure. I'm hoping you can lead me in the right direction. Do you know what happened to the Chaos Emeralds? Thanks for the insight. We won't let you down. So it looks like the Chaos Emeralds here are going to be in different places than they were initially. Like, I think instead of Chaos Vault, well, they might still be in, like, the Chaos Vaults, but I think it might be more interesting to get them than just going up to them with vault keys. I think there might be more steps that are needed to be taken. Ahem. Hello, I'm sorry to disturb you, but you may be our last hope. Can you tell me what happened to the Chaos Emeralds? Thanks for the insight. We won't let you down. This seems like the same thing from another character. This sounds either like Tails or Knuckles. I'm pretty sure it might be. I'm pretty sure that's Tails. Or maybe Knuckles. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure. It's either Tails or Knuckles. The next file is just Woohoo. It's probably, if I had to guess, it's probably just from Sonic. Like, it's probably Sonic doing some kind of action chain or something. No, we've got to find a way back into the system. Sonic is counting on us. This is probably, I think this is either Tails or Amy that's trying to convince the other characters into going back into cyberspace, maybe? So maybe that's where the Chaos Emeralds are, is the Chaos Emeralds are in cyberspace, and Tails, Knuckles, and Amy have to go in there to find them. You need to ascend the 4 towers. Oh, this one's interesting. You need to ascend the 4 towers of the Masters. They are memorials to the pilots who gave their lives to save this world. Pilots. They were who I saw in the visions, right? The ones controlling the Titans? Yes, the very Titans you destroyed. Hey, I asked you to explain things from the beginning, remember? That is irrelevant now. Hidden across the island are components needed to construct keys to each tower. Find them, ascend the towers, complete their trials, and gain control over the cyber corruption. Pieces make keys. Unlock towers. Towers make me more awesome. Got it. Back in a flash. Okay, so this is, I think, what Sonic's gameplay of Aurono Silent is going to be. We need to find the pieces across Auronos Island to construct keys, and then we can use those keys to unlock the towers, and then we can do trials from the 4 pilots of the Titans, which is really interesting. And I really like this change of pace, because that was one of the things that, like, I was struggling with in my playthrough of Sonic Frontiers, was that I felt like the whole collect vault keys to unlock the Chaos Emeralds and get memory tokens to unlock your friends, like, that just kind of felt, it kind of felt repetitive. So I'm glad that they're changing it up. I'm glad that they're trying something new. I loved my people, more than my own life, more than anything. I happily gave everything to protect our new home. You gutted my Titan. You turned off the 6 final seals. You will answer for your ruinous intentions now. So I think this is from Giganto. This is from the pilot of Giganto, who's now facing Sonic. I don't know. Okay, so what these next lines are going to imply is that maybe there's a boss fight against the pilots of the Titans, which would be cool. I think it could be a boss fight, but I think more likely it's just a trial. I think it's something that we'll have to do ourselves in order to get to the in order to get their blessings. So it'll be really interesting to see how this all plays out. I see now. You went to exchange to protect the ones you love. You fight against your corruption now for their sakes. I can respect that. Take my blessing and use it to defend all that you love. So it seems that like as the battle or trial progresses, the ancient or pilot that we're fighting gets to learn more about us. And as such, we get more powerful because of that. I was one of the greatest warriors among my people. I relished the chance to prove myself against the ultimate foe. I couldn't defeat it in the end, and then I lost to you. Face me again. I demand satisfaction. So this does kind of imply boss fight here, which would be interesting. So maybe it's like a harder version of the Titan fights, but it's like maybe the pilots will like remake the Titans, and then we have to like do like a boss rush at the end of the game. That'd be interesting. You are indeed a formidable warrior. It's not just your skill, I see your unbreakable spirit. There's no shame in being defeated by you. Take my blessing and earn the victory I could not. I was once the protege of our greatest hero. I helped design the construct and the Titans. The fact that you could overcome my designs is inconceivable. I need more data. Help me understand just what you are. So this one is interesting because this proves that the pilot of Night on Chaos Island was actually the one who designed the Titans in the first place. So they were the one that created the Titans, which I think is very, very interesting. Simply astounding. I still don't understand how you're able to do what you do. Nevertheless, your limitless potential is still fascinating to behold. Take my blessing and continue to defy the impossible. My only regret is I will not be there to see it. And then, okay, this one's interesting. Huh. Guess there is a surprise tor Guess there is a surprise fourth Titan after all. In the vision I saw, you lost to the enemy. You sealed it. God, I can't talk. In the vision I saw, you lost to the enemy when you sealed it in your Titan. How are you here? That is not important. You wish to do as I did, stand before its unthinkable might and save the world? Prove it. Show me what you are made of. So here's what's interesting, is that now I think there are two options here, is that these boss fights are either boss fights against the pilots themselves, or they're boss fights against, or they're harder boss fights against the Titans, which would be interesting, but that would also mean that we would be fighting Supreme here. And that makes me wonder, would the Supreme fight and the final boss not be present? But no, I think the Supreme fight would still be there. I think it would still be the first phase of the end. So I don't think we are fighting harder versions of the Titans here. I think we might actually be fighting the pilots themselves. So we could be getting all new boss fights here. Bravo, you are every bit the hero I hoped you would be. My people thought the same of me. They looked to me for hope and inspiration. I wasn't enough. You freed my dearest friends from their Titan shells, and for that you have deepest thanks. I, however, was lost. What you see now is the memory of me before we flew into battle. I always wondered how things ended. Now I know. Take my blessing, and with it, my thanks and hopes. You are this world's hero now. So that's interesting, because this now proves like the theory that Sonic is like the chosen one, or the ultimate life form, or like the guardian of this world. Sonic is now taking the mantle of the guardian, and we had already kind of assumed that with like everything that had happened. The only other possible like guardian of the world could have been Shadow, but I think it's pretty clear that Sonic is now this now, and Sonic has. It'll be interesting to see Sonic's like origin, and not Sonic Origins, but like Sonic's actual origin, if we ever do get more information on that. Whew, it worked. I feel like my old self again. Excellent. We must go to the one who can forge that energy into a new power. No time to lose. So now it seems like we're going to another being to forge the energy inside of ourselves into a new power. So it'll be very interesting to see how all of that works. That thing in the sky, it's corrupting everything on the island, even the cocoa. I won't stand for it. Guys, focus. Knuckles needs to weaken that thing's hold on the emeralds. Tails needs to break them free. I'll handle the cocoa. I have a feeling they'll be crucial to the plan. You will not harm this world. I won't allow it. So it seems like now everyone's going out and are now going. Everyone's going out and they're now working together to find a way to destroy the end. That also means that the end is now in the sky. So maybe there won't be a Supreme fight, because it says that thing in the sky, and Supreme is more grounded, at least that we know at first. So maybe, and they say that thing, not that Titan. So maybe the Supreme fight is limited to the fight against the pilot now, and the end fight will be different. That also means that Sage might not be controlling Supreme here, which will be very, very interesting. So I think the entire fight might change now. This is what Sonic was suffering from. Handling the Coco is affecting me in the same way. Well, too bad. They need me. I won't give up. So it seems like Amy helping the Coco is now corrupting her, and she's now facing the same cyber corruption that Sonic was facing. I'll look after the Coco. You just focus on helping Tails. Look for more of the corrupted constructs. Hurry. I'm I'm fine. Keep doing your thing. It's working. Just a few more. I can hack my way in. So it looks like hacking minigames are back. Imagine just like the end fight just turns into a really drawn out hacking minigame, like with Tails or something. That would be really funny actually. Oh no, you don't. Sonic handled 4 islands of this mess. I'm not going down to just one. You hear that? It isn't over till I win. I think so. I think this is Knuckles who's facing the cyber corruption now. This seems like a very Knuckles thing to say, so I think Knuckles is facing the cyber corruption now, and he's battling a bunch of. Notice how they say constructs and not guardians. I think these might be new guardians that the end itself might have created in order to combat them. So these might be like way more powerful versions of the guardians or something. Every time I interact with cyberspace, I'm getting more corrupted. This is what Sonic was dealing with this whole time. I knew he was sick, but I never realized it was like this. If I'm going to be at his side, then I need to keep at his pace. I won't let this stop me. This is clearly Tails. This is very clearly Tails talking. You never stood a chance against Sonic. Now you're up against all 4 of us. You should have quit while you were behind. So this kind of sounds like what they would be saying to the final boss. So I think all 4 of them might be like playable in the final boss, which will be very interesting to see. Be gone, Invader. Enter Hero. They say be gone, Invader, and then enter Hero. So I think maybe Sage is with Sonic Hero, or with Sonic Hero, which would be very interesting. You may call me Master King. It is as close to your limited knowledge. Fuck. It is as close as your limited language will manage. The interloper is correct. I am loath to acknowledge her, but if I must, I am to preserve my legacy. Wow, someone's feeling high and mighty. Anyway, Sage says you're the one who can turn the cyber corruption into new power. Whoops. Is that right? I was the leader of my people. I led them away from their doom. I oversaw the colonization of this planet. I directed the installation of cyberspace. I ordered the construction of the Titans. I've been the guiding voice of my people for longer than you can imagine. And now you're a rock in a chair. You are insolent. Yeah, and I'm short on time. So if you want me to save your legacy, you're going to fast track this new power process. You remind me of another. They vexed me then as much as you do now. They also gave everything to stave off the end. Very well. Step forward and I will temper you into my finest weapon. So it seems like this Master King was like the leader of the Coco, even more powerful than the End, or the Elder, not the End, Christ. Even more powerful than the Elder and the Hermit. So I think this was like the overseer of everything. And we know that this is a Coco now. This isn't like I don't think this is in cyberspace. This isn't an ancient like the pilots that we're fighting. I think this is more so like a Coco, and I don't think we're fighting because he doesn't say like accept my challenge or something. He says come forward and I will temper you. So I think that this will just make Sonic into something new. I don't think we're gonna have to fight him or do some kind of challenge here. I can feel it. Oh, I can't wait to let loose. But you must. That power is a fragile thing. It was not meant for you. It has been synchronized to your form as best as it can. But if used recklessly, the power will leave you entirely. I'm not used to holding back. I can feel the enemy's approach is nigh. Go. You have been given all we can give you. I can do nothing more for my people. I entrust the rest to you. So now it looks like we're getting Cyber Sonic, actually. It looks like instead of just a Supersonic final boss, we're getting like a Cyber Sonic, which is going to be super cool to see how he interacts with the end and how the final boss is going to go. Hey, nice of you to catch up. Were you successful? Naturally. Good. Unfortunately, your friends aren't handling their cyber corruption nearly as well. You guys are the best. What does that make me, huh? Fashionably late, but hey, you tried. We're out of time. I command you save us. That sounds like Eggman. I think that's Eggman here, who is now out of cyberspace, because Sage says save father, so I think Eggman might actually either be in the End's possession, but that doesn't really make much sense. I think the End would have just killed him. So I think rather Eggman's like in cyberspace now, and Sonic's finally getting him out, or something like that. Either way, it'll be very interesting to see how Eggman plays into all of this. But, well, really, I don't think Eggman's going to play into this much. But I think the coolest thing is now Cyber Sonic. And now we have one more. This shell was once my prison. It shall now be the avatar of my return. All shall perish. All shall return to order, to oblivion. This is it, the force that wiped out the ancients. It's been using their tech against us this whole time. I say we take it back. Haha, get a load of this. I'll power it up, don't miss. It is all for naught. It took your home world. It took your lives. Are you going to let it do that all over again? We need your help. We can end this. Please. Notice how Sonic says it here instead of he. I think this is just to characterize the end more as an it than a he, though. Sonic, it's now or never. Sorry, Master King. Looks like I'm going all out after all. Look, there he is. You did well, Sage. It's time to head home, dear daughter. Home? I like the sound of that, father. So, it looks like here there's not going to be some big dramatic moment where Sage dies like there was in the original. Because Sage gets revived anyways at the end. So I think instead what's going to end up happening is Eggman's just going to take Sage home. And that's going to be like the end of that. I do not know if this is going to be the end of the end, though. We do hear Sonic say he's going all out, so it looks like it feels like Sonic might end up just like absolutely atomizing the end when he goes all out. And notice how this is the last thing that we know that Sonic said. Like, look, there he is. That could also be Sonic, but that could also be just Sage as well, or like anyone else, Amy, Tails, Knuckles. So I'm not gonna insinuate Sonic died or anything like that. Like obviously Sonic's not gonna die at the end of Sonic Frontiers, but I definitely think that's gonna be interesting to see exactly what happens when Sonic does go all out. And there's one more thing I wanted to talk about. Sonic says, it's been using their tech against us this whole time. I say we take it back. So maybe we actually like get Guardians on our side this time to fight against the End. Either way, my thoughts on this whole thing is, first of all, Update 3 is better than I could have possibly imagined it would be. This looks amazing. This genuinely looks incredible. So I'm really excited to see where it goes from here. And another thing, please don't sue me, Sega. If you want me to take this video down, then I will. I promise. I promise. I'll take this video down. You don't. Please don't sue me. Just tell me to take it down, and I will. But yeah. Seriously, this is incredible, and I'm really excited to see where this goes. I'm really excited to see how this is implemented in the new update. So yeah, all in all, that's what we know. We know quite a lot, actually. We know quite a lot. So yeah. And again, I just want to say right now, the only reason I made this video, the only reason I'm talking about any of this is because someone else is going to do it anyways, if I don't. And I want to do this in such a way where people do not have to get spoiled for it. So any of you watching right now, any of you who are getting this information from me in particular, if you do spread this information around or like make your own stuff about it, here's what I want you to do. I want you to make it very clear from the start that what you are talking about is something that directly spoils everything in Update 3. It is leaks for something that has not come out yet. It is completely different. It is completely new stuff. And I want you to be able to give whoever you were telling this to, whatever your audience is, the choice to opt out immediately from this. I want everyone, I do not want, and obviously I know that some people are going to get spoiled from this no matter what, but I want, in an ideal world, I want the only people to know about this to be the people that want to know about this. So anyone watching who does end up sharing this around, I want you to make sure, absolutely make sure, that whoever you show this to willingly wants to know what happens and is okay with being spoiled for this. Now, all that being said, I very much thank you for all this. I very much thank you all for watching this video, and I'm extremely excited for Update 3, and I hope you guys are too. See you next time.